Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's Junior here, and we're going over a video today with Pandorasawolf. He also lives down in Adelaide with me, so this is going to be really cool. Uh, Tell us a little bit about yourself, Pandora.
So, my name's Dominic Croft. Everyone in the scene knows me as Pandora. I've been competing for about 8 years now. I've always been around the mark, but I've never been a top tier player in the community. I had a lot of success in Halo 4, and then had a break for a bit and came back in Halo 5. Um, and yeah, I'm just kind of at that stage now in my gameplay where I need to learn to take the next step and improve my gameplay. So I thought I'd ask Junior to go over one of my films with me.
Sure. So your favorite game was Halo 4?
It probably the most memories from Halo 4 for sure. But I do like Halo 5 as well. At first, I kind of struggled to adapt to Halo 5, but
Yeah.
yeah, I definitely love it now.
So, but you were also back in the scene back in Halo 3, were you not? If you were playing with players like Brattles and Weasel? I mean,
I
Biscuit?
no mainly only saw Brattles and Biscuit at the start of Halo 4, but like just coming across them in custom games and stuff, it really opened my mind to the game, and um, just never looked
Okay.
back after that.
Cool. Awesome. So, were you always into competitive Halo, or were you more into other playlists?
I mean, I've been playing Halo since Halo One, but it was only more so towards like V7 settings of Halo Reach that I actually, took the leap of faith and started, trying to get serious with Halo and trying to improve.
Okay. All right. Well, that's good, man. It's the time to improve. Infinite doesn't come out till fall 2021, so you got plenty of time to build your skills leading into a new game. So why have you allowed us to go over your gameplay today? A lot of people seem to hold their gameplay to themselves. They don't really want to share it around or watch it with anybody. So what's your interest in
Um,
getting another player to look over your stuff?
yeah, some people prefer to keep the gameplay to themselves, but I've always been open minded, and definitely something that I want to improve on is networking with people and getting like unique and different players' opinions on how I play and how they could improve my gameplay. So you know, I only see it as a positive, like having you come through and watch my gameplay. So
Dude, it's an absolute pleasure. So I think you mentioned today that you were, thinking about some goals for yourself and what the future looks like in regards to Halo. What would you say is your main goal, like leading into Halo Infinite?
definitely like pushing myself and improving on valuing my life and playing the trying to learn to play the team game a lot better. Uh, I feel like I have the individual ability to get to the next level, but it's just putting everything together. And then I obviously have other goals as well. I love gaming, and gaming's a big part of it. But I think your health is, a big part of it as well. And we've got a lot of time before Infinite, so I've got like, personal fitness goals as well. Because I've
Awesome.
been grinding this game for about 6 months now, um, and I haven't like valued a lot of time or invested a lot of time into my physique. So I want to lose a bit of weight before Infinite as well.
Oh, dude, I definitely know the feeling, man. And I've seen you online heaps. And it's been really good to watch you and a few of your teammates try and grind the game when maybe there's been quite a few players stepped away from the game. And that's definitely the mindset that you need going into the next however many months before Infinite. Awesome that you're going for these, new fitness goals. I myself had a massive swing in my fitness after I think it was like the first Worlds, maybe even the second Worlds. But then like I came back in the third Worlds and I was on the way to losing a total of 26 kilos and then added on like 8 kilos again. But it's a lot more healthy version of myself. And dude, oh, it feels so much better, man.
Yeah, definitely
Um, you,
changes your life.
you mentioned just before that you're trying to work on your team aspect of your game, which is so important. I mean, that's like the main thing which Australians seem to be getting wrong at the moment. And to be honest, like I mean, I just tweeted it out. Like talent wins games, but like teamwork and intelligence wins championships by Michael Jordan. Man, like that is actually like what we're missing right now. We've got so many good players out there, but They don't really see that the way the game is won is with teammates, and the game becomes so much more interesting and so much more fun at the higher level when you can actually see the bigger picture team plays, and you can get into those positions more regularly throughout the game, and then play from those positions. Like that's where the superior tactics flow from, and that's where like the game actually becomes enjoyable. So yeah, I mean, that's part of the reason I like watching over people's gameplay, especially in Australia. Like, I mean, if anyone wants me to go over their gameplay, I'm keen to do that. Just message me. I think it's good to get the player pool of Australia, upskilling their abilities and their skills so that we can try and craft like higher level Halo when we're playing in customs or tournaments or whatever. And it's just better for viewership as well. But it's good fun. So I think we should actually one last question.
Yep.
What are you most looking forward to about Halo Infinite?
Just seeing how much the community grows. Like it's been tough for us. We haven't had a lot of like information about the new game, but just having a new game, having new people come into the community, like free to play Halo is massive. I feel, and
Yeah.
I'm just excited to see how much of a community we can grow and what this community can achieve.
Awesome. Same, man. I'm looking forward to it. So let's dive right into this game. So what are we watching here?
All right, so this is from the FACEIT ANZ Pro Series Finals on the weekend, the 5K. This is game one of group play against Toxic Spiders, which is I Don't, Jimmy Bra, Tenjin, and Haunted.
Yep.
And we have Square filling in for Ninjestics, as Ninjestics was away for the finals. So we weren't really sure how we were going to go, but I feel like Square did a good job coming in and filling the role, and
Yep.
yeah, I feel like we had a pretty good weekend. So we'll see how we
Cool,
go.
man. It's definitely hard having those last minute team changes, and when you lose a good player like Reese, definitely makes the game harder.
Mm,
All right,
definitely.
so did you guys kind of go over an opening, or did you guys just want to spawn in and kind of, find the positions that you guys were in?
They went through it like before the game started. We were 3-man sniping, and I go rockets by myself here off the start. So I
Yep.
instantly know that I'm going to be by myself, and I need to play this really disciplined off the start. So we'll see what
Okay.
happens.
So are these guys playing hard for the snipe, like between
Yeah,
Junior and
yeah,
Contestant?
yeah,
And you're not going to get much help from like Silver or BR or anything, or
no. We're focusing on that snipe. Snipe wins you a lot of collie flags, so definitely having a big emphasis on the sniper rifle. And yeah, I'm just making sure that we have some strong rocket presence as well.
no worries. Now, I'm probably going to focus more on you. I'm not going to drift too much to your teammates if I can to keep the video shorter.
Yep.
And it's also, you can only control yourself, and you can't always pick your teammates or your team that, is going to take you to that top number one position. But certainly if you focus on yourself and your individual level and your team positioning, players are going to notice you. Like any team worth being on, they will notice you if you're playing well. So let's go into this first death and see what you do.
Sweet. So I just back off here because I recognize that I don't have any help from the rest of the map.
Sure. So you just went 2 dead, and you secured the rockets, which is awesome. The only thing that probably you could have done a little bit better there was as you came up here, rather than jumping, you exposed yourself down to the rocket corner guy. You probably could have just walked up and or sprinted up, picked up the rockets, and then thrusted back,
Yep.
and then brought them back to where you are now. Luckily, that guy didn't really punish you for that. Even here, like as you said, you're 2 or 3 dead, and you're trying to kind of stop the enemy from pushing into your flag. You can even block off the angle from that guy while you're shooting this guy. So that's kind of like the second time that you could have blocked off an angle from somebody
Yeah, I definitely
while
could have
doing what you're trying to do.
isolated my fight there a lot better. Yeah.
Yeah, but at this point, you couldn't really push over top rockets. You didn't want to give up the rockets. You were trying to figure out, should I push back through my base or should I kind of do something else? So let's see. Nice kill from Square onto Haunted. Square goes down by a sniper, so it's a 3-on-3. And you've decided to push the enemy's corner. So again, teams are trading out kills. So what we have here is where are we? 3-on-3, and you've decided to push their corner. I really like this play. I think you mentioned before when we briefly watched this that you were trying to hold your lane and play your lane. Another way of looking at it is that you're taking part of the enemy's base and you're blocking the rocket corner. You're also getting closer to pulling the enemy's flag, and you're spawning this guy over here,
Yep.
so that he can't just freely spawn into his base and run top rockets. So
Y-
if you were to go back into your base, for example, well, then you would all be trapped in your flag now. And all these two guys need to do on the enemy team is live long enough for those flanks to come through, and you're all going to die. So I
Yeah.
really like that you took this opportunity to get out of the base and go pressure the enemy's flag.
Yeah, definitely something that I've worked on in the past is like not being afraid to like push out because I can still turn around here and help my teammates. Like if someone drops their front base or if someone's top mid that they can't see, I can see all their blind spots. So by me coming elbow, I can still be a defensive help to my team and help my teammates in our base. But if we win the advantage or we reverse the situation, I'm in a position to pull the flag and make a play for my team. So
Perfect. And the other thing is that you have the rocket launcher. So I mean, if you were to come back into your flag, you're kind of using that rocket to get these kills here, but you're going to have to get all these other kills again before you actually get the enemy team's flag out. So the fact that you're bringing the rocket here, you're putting yourself in a position where this next play can unfold,
yep.
which is this. Boom. So we got that first pick, and you've decided to pull the flag, which is really cool. You decided to go window. Window is not a bad play, although what my instincts would have been on this play, if I can ever get the flag out to corner, particularly if I have a rocket in my hand and chuck it down into the trench and live for that extra second, maybe get your teammate who just spawned into the corner to come down and pull that flag, well then your teammate's going to continue to run that flag, and you're going to be standing up here in the enemy's corner with a rocket launcher, watching anyone who's crossing through the middle of the map, and it's just easy pickings. So let's see what happens when you go out window. All right, so you're getting pressured pretty heavily. Your teammates do a really good job of watching over you. You get put down to one shot. You narrowly dodge a grenade, and you live. So you guys end up getting the cap and the return right here. So again, it worked, but I
It,
think if we just go back and watch this one more time,
it definitely could have been stronger, and we definitely could have kept control by me going elbow there.
yeah, I just think you're putting yourself in a position where Jimmy potentially could have pushed you and shot you quicker, and you've also got a guy here who could have done a raft of things, but he probably could have chucked maybe like a better grenade or been shooting you right now. Anything to do more damage to you, and they would have killed you and created a 3-on-3 play. So where their fourth player could have spawned in anywhere on the map and got involved in the battle quicker than what you can because you just died fresh. So not
Yeah.
only that, you would have dropped a rocket on the ground, and now your teammates are, mixed between should I go pick up the
Mm.
rocket launcher or should I go relay the flag? Maybe the enemy team picks up the rocket launcher, and now you're really kind of behind the ball play. So
Yeah, and then obviously the other side of that as well is because I'm forcing this play now by like running it bottom mid. It's forcing my like teammates to stop what they're doing and come help me when all they want to do is clear out our base and then get our half of the map control while we run this flag back in. So I'm putting immense amount of pressure on my teammates, which is the exact opposite of what I want to do. What I want to do is I want to make the game easier for my teammates and
yeah,
give
I
them
mean,
time to do
essentially,
things.
you've already got the flag. So these guys here, no matter what they're doing, like you're right, they've got to kind of get their side of the map controlled. But what's more important at this point, rather than getting this guy in cave dead or this guy here dead, is just actually keeping them off of you while they defend the flag. So, this guy here, he might sit corner and shoot these guys, and he could even come back and pressure this guy if he goes to pull the flag. These guys jumping out here and coming out here is pressuring these guys is kind of what they want to be doing. So your teammates actually made a pretty good play considering, like you were probably stressing that you had the flag bottom mid. They came out and pressured the map for you, and if you just zoom out a little bit and look at what actually happened, the guy under your base, I think, got pushed on from above. This other guy who's trying to shoot you gets pushed on from your corner guy who's shooting him. So both players who are trying to shoot you are being suppressed right now, which is great effort like by your teammates. And then when the guy on the enemy team actually goes to pull the flag, you've already got somebody flanking him, and you've got two guys under this guy who are about to, get the return. So your team here still succeeded. It still worked. You still got the flag cap, but I think sometimes we settle for plays which are maybe not the higher level play. So this wouldn't perhaps have worked against a higher level team in America. And this is, as Australians, we're really disadvantaged. Like we really need to actually be able to kind of imagine what a good team would have done to be able to compete against them when you finally go over there to play against them. So it's a bit annoying that that's the way it is, but that's just how it is. So
Yeah.
the other thing is if you sat in their corner, last thing, if you sat in their corner and your teammate actually got the flag through, and then your other two teammates slayed the enemy out, not only are these guys forcing the enemy team to kind of if they come top cat to window, you're going to be shooting them. So you're almost forcing the enemy team to sprint through this side of the map to get your flag out, in which case they're running into the other two teammates who are defending the flag while your third guy runs it. But if you succeed off of that play and you guys get extra kills,
I can go for a double cap
you
instantly.
can now go for a double cap and just do the same thing. Chuck it down at the trench. If you're good to go, you go. And if you feel like you're not going to be able to do that, well, then you can just hide in the corner and get like a teammate to come top rockets and watch over you. And then if you get extra picks, well, then you can run the flag again.
Yeah.
And by doing that, you're forcing the enemy team to make a good structured team working play and not just run into, poor positions and die. All right, so here you had the rockets. Your team just capped the flag. You're pushing over top rockets, and Jimmy Bra is making a low play. Now, he's pulling you right out of your position here, which I'm pretty sure you're aware of.
Yeah,
So we could have done better here.
I definitely could have called that guy out and just shot him and saved my rocket for someone pushing me elbow.
Yeah. Okay, so you make a really good play here. You overextend, you grab the flag, cap this. Gone way too far back here. Alright. You guys get this first flag cap, it's 3 dead, so your teammates need to be like holding forward to the other side of the map. So you push top rockets here. You see somebody on your radar, and at this point I would be thinking, I've got a rocket launcher in my hand. If I can just get to their elbow, I can lock the enemy in their flag. Even if one guy escapes, it's not really your job to go kill him, because where's he going to end up? He's going to either end up being fought by Mitch or these other two guys.
Yeah.
I mean, the fact that you looked at him just to see if you could get that extra, little quick rocket off and kill him, which you did, it's not wrong. It's just allowing the enemy team to get out of their base, whereas you could have, punished this guy,
Yeah.
taken this position and started pressuring their flag. You could either pull it out. Yeah, so this guy here can kind of be made irrelevant for the time being.
Mm.
But it's hard to see that. There's a guy on your radar, he's getting past you, you go for the kill. But what you're losing is that structure that leads to so much success. So fortunate that your teammate Wheezy snipes someone, square cleans this guy up, so you decide there's 3 dead, and you go in for the pull. Again, it's a good play, and it all succeeded, but it's a little bit rushed. And sometimes these rush plays is what leads to kind of mistakes happening. So 3 dead here. I think if somebody else is in the position to pull the flag here, it's really important that they stress that to you. So it's great that you ran in, but if the guy on the other team ended up killing you, that would have been really unfortunate. So whoever's top cat right now soaring into their window could be like, yo, Dom, stay their corner. I'm going to pull the flag. And then that gives you the freedom to kind of just get to the corner, actually assess the situation. All right, I see a guy in front of me, he's half shield. And then you can kind of, put shots on him from a good position. If you do push in like this and you end up killing him, again, you've got to ask yourself, where do you want him to spawn? Like, you could easily pull this corner right now and probably live. And even if you die, Enigma can pull it and then they'll all spawn cave. And as long as your teammate Jack up here is aware of that, he can kind of pin them in from this position. Alternatively, you could just run it towards cave and they could all spawn elbow. I feel like Mitch he's not in as a good position to watch elbow as he is to like kind of watch that cave spawn and rotate back and defend their push into your flag. So rather than running at bridge, I'd probably run at elbow so that you're blocking one of their primary spawns, because you can't really guarantee that they don't spawn elbow here.
Yeah, and then I guess I can also react if I run at rockets. Like if they're down low on the map, I can run it high. If they're up high on the map, I can run it through the trench.
Yeah. And when you've got a kill advantage and you're doing all this and you're doing so well, like you've just literally killed them 4 dead, there's no reason to kind of panic here. Like you could have even thrown this, you could throw this anywhere. But what's important here is that you've got map control, you're all alive, the enemy team's spawning in. There's no reason to rush here. Like allowing someone to kill you when you're one shot is pretty unfortunate. And it's kind of like giving them the easy way out. Like Imagine if these guys came up here right now and they're looking at you, and then you're full shield, or you're not even there, and then all of a sudden they're getting pushed in the back by this guy, and they've got another guy pressuring them from over here, or top cat. Like, that's high pressure. That's like, oh gosh, we're gonna have to do like something better to beat these guys than what we're doing at the moment.
Yeah, I definitely fell into a trap there of thinking that I needed to do more than I actually needed to. I just was like in my head at the time. I was just like, I just need to get this flag moving. But if I just
I've
played,
literally been trying to figure out how to do that for the last 15 years.
but yeah, if I was just maybe a bit more patient there, got my shield back, then we probably would have killed those two guys, and we would have been in a position to go for another capture afterwards.
Yeah.
But yeah,
And the other thing is that comes with trust. The more you play with these guys, the more trust you have, the more time you can take with some of these players.
100%.
Probably could hug the right wall here a little bit better. Anyway, you guys won.
And then I didn't need to walk back out there either. I was a pretty average
Yeah,
death.
I was gonna say, we won't talk too much about that death, but plenty of places you can, if you back up and just hide in this little groove for a second, make sure you get your shield back. You've already done all the work, so just get your shield back and go back out again.
Yeah.
All right, spawning in fountain, your teammates. I think it's really important, like with all situations in Halo. I mean, people often say like, wait for information, wait for information, and what does that actually mean? Well, they're just waiting to assess the situation before they make the decision, rather than making a decision based off of nothing. So, while you're dead there, you can kind of be watching your teammates. You can be watching where the enemy's going. Are they pushing into your flag? You can be scrolling through your teammates, see what they're fighting. You could be listening to communication. So, in your death, however long you're dead for, that's 7 or 8 seconds. There's so much information which you can kind of be getting and filtering through, so that when you come off this new spawn, you can kind of have an assessment of what is actually going on the map. We're down numbers, the enemy team's got us all trapped in our flag, and they're probably going to be pushing us from rocket side. So, can I escape to snipe side here? How far can I escape out through the map? Do I just go a little bit? Let's see what you do. Keeping in mind that sprinting there, you may or may not show up on people's radars, so like just this guy top cat here, Haunted, for example. And this is like a big pet peeve I've got in Halo. But like, you have to be so careful when you sprint in this game. Like, yes, a lot of the pros sprint. I think even Snakebite made a video about like when to sprint and when not to sprint. Like, you may not show up on this guy's radar, but he may, you may have. So
Yeah. Doesn't help that like I'm the furthest forward on snipe side and I'm just sprinting. It's just making a play off no information. Like I'm giving them more information against
maybe.
me.
I mean, in this situation, he didn't actually see you on the radar, so it's not like necessarily the end of the world. I don't know if you know how to do that stutter step thing. Sometimes if you're like
Yeah.
in a really tricky situation, you can kind of just spam the forward button, but not actually hold it, and you can avoid being on the radar. I know players like A1 love to sprint. I know players off of the top teams in the world love to sprint. I think what is annoying is that a lot of Australian players, including the top teams, sprint and thrust and make so much noise when they really don't need to. Like, they don't need to play that fast. And in fact, it's doing more harm than good in many of the situations. So it's not like a big problem in this particular situation. So we won't. Okay, so you were obviously snapping to a teammate's call out at snipe there or something, because you kind of stopped shooting this one shot kill. And if you can snap to a call out and help that guy, that's really good. And now you're coming back to clean this guy up with grenades. That's awesome as well. Like, grenades are your best friend. Another way of looking at this is that, yeah, you stopped fighting this guy and you had so much advantage on him, like he was one shot, that you could have just chucked a grenade there and then jumped up and tried to help your teammate. But hey, look, I'm not going to get angry because you snapped to a teammate's call out, and that's what a lot of people don't seem to do. So that's really good by you.
Same thing here, pushing back in when I'm on one shot when I don't need to. I could have just sat there and dragged that guy into me.
Absolutely. Alright, so it looks like your 3 teammates are on snipe side. They're all working together to push through the map. You realize you're on your own here. Get a nice cross map kill. Doing a really good job of living here. Alright, so at this point, it's this is really important, and I think this is where players who have played in America have a bit of an advantage over people who haven't. Um, so when you're fighting this battle, like you're doing an awesome job here. Like your teammates are working together. You guys just got 2 dead. You'd be thinking, our teammates should be getting the flag out. And maybe they should have, and maybe Square shouldn't have died. Maybe he could have done it better, waited for someone to shoot over him, waited for them to put more pressure from the window so that they could have actually, got the flag out in a more safer manner. Um, however, because you guys went down numbers, this gives you an opportunity to back off here and come back to the window.
And
And
reconnect with my teammates.
yeah, exactly. Especially because I think your teammate just threw the flag over here. So he's already got the flag kind of mostly out of the base. And this guy here just needs desperate help to kind of get it out of this area down into the next bit. So if you can even jump up and put one or two shots cross map into that guy on window, right? Yeah, even there, that's going to give like an advantage for this guy to kind of finish off the kill and maybe even go for a touch and chuck it down and live for an extra second while the other teammate comes in to like pressure the flag or whatever. The reason for that is that your flag is right here. You can defend that flag from here without having to be fighting some guy on rocket side who's kind of irrelevant to what's going on right now. If anything, this guy's thinking, U-Butte, I've got this guy's attention. That's one less guy who's actually pressuring the flag that they've just pulled on our team. So does that make sense or
Yeah,
not
no,
really?
100%. It makes sense. It also like doesn't stretch my teammates as well. Like if I go window, it means that my teammate can just pivot top mid. He doesn't have to like come all the way across to help me.
Yeah, exactly. You're just focusing on their flag while defending yours from a distance rather than bringing him over to help. That's a really good way of looking at it. Alright, so again, you guys have gone 2 dead. They're all in your base. That's pretty funny. No one there to kill you. See what the enemy team could have done better here. Like, it's interesting that they're all in your base. It's not necessarily anything wrong with that, especially because they're all 3 there. Where did the 4th guy spawn on their team? They're literally all in their base. That guy who came over top rockets.
They're just blocking every
Yeah.
single spawn.
Well, yeah, but there's something about this rocket corner. Like, if this guy just, yeah, he's doing a good job of living here. Okay, and if you can get up onto this rocket corner, onto this pillar, like, see how they're spawning right under him? This doesn't really block the rocket spawn, like, if you can sit up on this pillar. So there's nothing necessarily wrong with being here. You're just in a very exposed position. I think after he got this kill though, he should have been aware of this, and he should be like, rather than looking that way, he should be looking this way and pressuring you. And that's where what I would be thinking. And the only reason I went back to watch that is you jumping out here with the amount of deaths on your kill feed is very risky because against a good player, I don't think this guy would be doing this. He's like, what's he doing? He's not looking for the new spawns. So let's link this back to what you could have been doing better off of spawn. And again, it's more of a sensation thing. Like once you've played in America a certain amount of times, you spawn on the map, you see all your teammates dying, and you're like, I can't go in and defend this flag right now. I have to get to the enemy's flag ASAP. So if you just sprinted down this way and went through here and just got to the enemy's flag and pulled it out, this guy won't actually see you. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Like this guy up on this thing, like he might see you if he looks that way, but even then you can just turn and run off this way and come back, or turn and jump onto their courtyard, or turn and flank this way. But like the important thing is you got out of your base and you're getting ready to kind of get to their base.
Yep.
So right here, you're still committed to defending your flag, but I think you should be more focused on getting the other team flag, if that makes sense.
Yeah, like leveling the situation, making sure
Yeah.
that they don't get like a 3 flag pull out of this.
Same with Enigma. Like you guys should work together.
To
Enigma's
get
playing
out.
sneaky here. Like this is really good. Imagine if you were overextending to their side and Enigma was about to get a pick. That means you guys can pull their flag out.
Yep.
But they all, they probably shouldn't have even ran it this way, to be honest. Yeah, and here, this guy doesn't actually have a grenade. I mean, you can't know that, but I've noticed players. I probably learned this from Benno out of anybody. Like you can just sit behind that and kind of just hope that he doesn't have a grenade because he's been on your side for that long. probably chucked them all, and then you end up just forcing them to get a second player to look at you. Other than that, he just plays ring around the rosy with you. It's quite a good little thing you can do.
Yep.
Especially in Halo 5 with the thrust, you can always just sit there and wait for the grenade to clink, and then you can kind of thrust away from it, depending on how they throw it. Alright, so 1 dead, 3 on 3 now. You guys have numbers. You guys get another pick, and you heard gunshots to your left. Let's see what you do here. Alright, so not necessarily the wrong play. It's not necessarily the right play. I think Enigma over here probably could have come up and helped you guys on the rocket street and suppress this guy so that you guys aren't getting pressured so hard. But the other way to look at it is on an individual level.
Yes, I could have gone top rockets there and or got a different angle rather than me and Jack getting stuck on their elbow.
Yeah, I mean, it's a 2-on-2 here. So it's good that you want to have some direction towards their flag, definitely. So Jack going their elbow is really good. What you did here is not bad because you can just end up going top rockets from where you got to. But another way of doing it would be kind of jumping this way and going up through top rockets. I honestly don't mind your play. Like you're putting good shots on and you're kind of getting to this spot. I just think here you need to be realizing they're spawning cave and you kind of need to just clamber up early and get up to here and start getting put on good shots from here, make your way back up to here and work with Jack. Give each other a bit of space. Don't kind of force each other. Obviously, if you guys could have got into their base together, that would have been the best play, but I don't think you could in this point, so it's good that you guys are trying to live in their corner.
But yeah, because no one's watching their front base here, if I was top rockets, this guy just comes through and kills us, I believe.
Yeah,
exactly. I killed Jack.
Some guy on your own rocket street who can just watch that angle and shoot them. So they shouldn't be able to push into you like that, and that's where you know that you're splitting as a team. You're not watching the right stuff.
Mm.
All right, this is good. You heard a one-shot call out. You pushed him aggressively and killed him.
I definitely could have played this situation better. I remember even like playing in the comp that I should have just taken space here. Like I could have already been in their base here. Like I didn't necessarily need to watch over this with the snipe, and then I ended up just shooting Enigma in the back.
Yeah, I mean this is like that typical play, and it's not even like one of those things which is really obvious until you play with teammates who understand it. But again, they've got really good control of your flag, and if you guys have got enough information here, like getting this pick is huge. Like you could go back and kill those last 2 guys. But this is the thing, it's an objective game, and if you've got 2 dead, it's a 4-on-2. The best thing you can do is like pressure the enemy's objective in one sense. So if this guy can live while one guy even watches and helps this guy, which I feel like they're trying to do, they just died doing it. Square's also one shot. Or, I mean, you could have watched over him, but he was about to die anyway. I feel like they would just get the flag out. So, yeah, if you can have the mindset of kind of going up, they're going to get this flag out, and at this point just kept pushing, and then Mitch knows that he just needs to grab the flag. Like, Mitch is going to go to the flag, you're going to come out fountain side, jump to the snipe. You could even come up here and watch him from here, or you could go through fountain and end up here. Watch over him, take out that one player who's either trying to defend it, or maybe they're not even trying to defend it because they're unaware, and get the flag out. And that way your teammates spawning cave can just easily come back up the snipe ramp and reconnect with you guys. Right, and then from there you play the flag standoff position, and then you try and build a superior position to the enemy so you can actually win the flag standoff.
Yeah. Do you think it's even better to go red BR here? Because then if like someone pushes Wheezy from underneath the base, like because he gets dragged back because I'm still bottom mid, but like if I was say red BR and Wheezy was cave and someone pushed him from flag, I would be in a position to push that guy, and then if he backed off I could push the window, and then if say someone came off red elbow spawn and went under the base, if I was red BR I could also drop and contest that guy as well. So we could keep Wheezy alive and me and him could work together.
I mean, maybe. I think the priority here is, I mean, who would be picking up the flag, and are you doing it straight away?
Like, Weezy would be cave, and then
Yeah, but is he running directly for it, or is he just holding this
Yeah, he's
angle?
just holding it, and then I
What
go.
for though?
Uh, yeah, I don't know. It was just a opinion, I guess. I wasn't really sure of the pros and cons of doing it.
I'm just trying to think like what's going to happen because you guys are just sitting here, you're sitting here, and you guys are waiting. You're sitting still, and while you're sitting still waiting, the enemy team's just going to be like shooting you at the BR while they're running the flag. They're going to get it to here, and their flag still isn't pulled, and then like all they need to do is kind of like play for a pick. They could even chuck it there, and one could just saw it and cap it, which is the risky thing.
Yeah.
You
Okay.
don't have their flag. The other thing is like if they just wait it out, and they've got guys, in the corner. They got guys top rockets. They could have guys. I don't know. I just think the important thing here is that you've got numbers in this area, and if you've got numbers in this area, you need to kind of have one guy sprinting for it with the other guy watching over him. They both jump up, make him one shot or snipe him, and then pull the flag out this way, and that way you've got the flag. There's no there's no rush.
Yep.
That they don't control the tempo of the game. You've kind of made it even. Like, yeah, if you sit and wait, you're gonna just end up letting them all come back, and now it's difficult.
Yep.
And I don't know. It's yeah. You can play on that from experience. I mean, you could be right, but yeah, this is the problem. Is like when we're all trying to cross map. Like this doesn't happen against teams who watch angles. You can't do this work. And you could always miss that snipe shot, for example, and then no one's in a position to clutch it.
Yeah.
Here I would, yeah, rockets are coming up, but like here I would maybe try and switch your attention to trying to work with Jack. I think he's probably still trying to like stop this flag, maybe. But like if Jack could be anchoring the cave now, and then you could be working with Jack, and then somebody else could come down and work with you guys, that might work better. Oh, I see. You're trying to stop the flag here. Now Jack ends up dying poorly. You end up dying. They get the cap anyway, and alright, so you kind of saw all your teammates were pushing snipe. I don't mind this play to come back to the window. Your teammates aren't probably doing a very good push. That's not your fault. Here, that guy's got rockets. You know he's going to fire the rocket. Just get ready to thrust as soon as you can, which I'm sure you're aware of. Keeping like as soon as you see a guy with rockets, just try and stay as high as you can.
Yeah, I could have even thrusted to the right hand wall there and just like removed his visibility on me. Maybe it would have given me a better chance of living there.
Definitely. Ooh.
Probably didn't need to push out there because I already knew they were there because the guy just killed
Yeah.
me with rockets.
And the other thing is it's one of those things again where you got that initial pick. If your teammates kind of just push using that pick through the map and pressure some of these other guys and get another pick, they can actually go for the flag, and you don't have to push this guy. He can just sit there all day, and you guys will end up pushing their flag. Like he has to make a move. So when you've got that numbers advantage, try and push around the map towards the objective.
I definitely remember like mentally thinking like I have to kill this guy because like we weren't really taking space on the other half of the map. So I was like,
Yeah,
if I get this kill, then we have like our full base and we probably have a better chance of like defending this push by red team.
yeah. I mean, it's different when Mitch dies for sure. Again, though, like take your time with those grenades. Like if you know there's a guy in your corner, try and save at least one to force him out of that back spot
Yeah.
where you are now.
And
Yeah.
if I just naded that, I wouldn't have had to put myself in that position, overextend.
Yeah, definitely. Grenades are so underused, man. Like people just don't chuck them right. Alright, it's 2 dead here, so you decide to push up. Last, it's the third guy. Kind of going after this kill. He's kind of delaying you, and he gets you to one shot. Again, everyone plays situations differently, but I think a good Halo principle to learn from this is that this guy's low and he just got forced to drop. So if you can take height control and get up here, you have so many more options. You can either kill the guy if he's down low, or you can pressure the next guy who jumps up top mid, or you can even come pressure this guy. And if you get shot behind by this guy down low who lifts, well then you could just ignore him and jump into the window while your teammates are pushing down rocket side.
Yep.
One of the things when I used to verse Snakebite, like whenever I'm versing Snakebite and I'm shooting him, he's never looking at me. He's always just pushing off and doing something else. And that's like a sign that I don't understand what's relevant and he does. So like that's why it's important sometimes to take these height positions and multitask rather than fixating on cleaning one guy low in an insignificant position. Because like again, like a Snakebite play here, would be to kind of go to top cat, jump up to top cat. Instead of fighting this guy, he would already be up here. And then he would know that his teammates are using the numbers advantage to push to their elbow, and he would just bypass snipe side, shoot this guy once or twice, and end up on the window so that he can help the guy get the flag out, and expecting his other two teammates to kind of trap the enemy team at snipe and watch over them. And instead, we haven't really gained much progress towards the objective. Now they're spawning in, now they're getting kills. Alright, again, it's 2 dead. 2 on 2. Can't really go for the flag here. Trying to get some height control, which is good. You're waiting for teammates, which is nice to see. Not everybody does that. It's 1 dead here. Again, 1 dead. This guy's down low.
I don't need a drop for that. I can just stay up high and just check my angles.
Oh, yeah, this is what you've done anyway, so that's good. What you did. Good. You waited for information. Some guy just thrust it in there, gave away his position rather than playing sneaky. He ended up getting the flag out. Oh, good win. I think that's somebody behind you. That's why you tried to run this fast. But like here, just chuck it down and get your shield back.
Yeah, 100%. I definitely remember that at the time. I was just trying to force it too much.
Yeah. Like, unless you're rushed and you have to relay it quickly, because maybe you're down numbers and you have to do some crazy play.
And this
if you've got numbers, there's really no reason to panic.
Yeah. And then I try to force it off spawn as well. Like, I knew they had complete numbers on that flag. There's no way I'm getting that touch.
Sure. Let's look at that again then. Okay, so yeah, here, when Mitch was alive, it was like, maybe we can get it. And then when Mitch dies, you've got these 2 X's on your screen, snipers coming up, rockets are coming up. Like, you're not going to get that return. You're right. So if Jack could have, pushed past the rockets which were coming up and told you to grab them, and he was already going for the fresh flag, and then you end up top rockets with rockets, like, that is a perfect counterplay. And that's what, like, this is an example of what we call dominoing, which is where, like, something's already gone, the player's already falling, and now you're just going in there and you're going to get hit down with it. Whereas if you can just the opportunities. I mean, one of the reasons our team lost is that we just didn't go for the weapons. We kind of just saw the weapons there and we didn't really go for them. Like, the weapons are there, go for them.
Like, yeah, I get a kill. I think I get a second kill, but we didn't really gain anything as a team out of that situation.
Yeah. Takes a while to learn that.
And then I go back there again.
Also, I mean, I know you're pressuring the snipe and you get the kill. It's a similar situation there. Like, did your team really need to kind of fight back like this? Like, if Jack, is this? Okay, it's the previous play.
The previous player, and then no, I don't die. Yeah, I do.
So Enigma just picked up the rockets, and Enigma could have just pushed through to their corner and got a kill on this guy and pulled the flag out and chucked the flag down and then waited for help. But Enigma decides to cut back through the middle of the map. Sometimes this isn't the worst play, especially if he's trying to fight for, like, killing the sniper player. Other times it doesn't really matter. Like, if you just block off the angles from the sniper, that's fine too. It's just that when you come back to do this, then the enemy team spawns snipe ramp, and then they can just come up through, and then they're watching. They're here, they're ready. If he comes up here and he checks the grass angle, which he probably should, well, yeah, not the best. Anyway, so Enigma's probably saying he's flanking the sniper. You guys chose to go for the sniper player, which is fine. Not as objectively efficient, but you're definitely playing for the power weapons, which is good. Alright, the last guy's down there, so instantly here, it'll be like, if the last player was under red, going back to their corner, which is a really odd play and really inefficient play by Jnr'S, they're all trapped in red, so what's the best play here?
To go with my teammate and make sure that we get into the cave, or to go to red Biaha?
Well, it's just simply to pin them in. So, like, I would say, yeah, you probably need 2 guys watching this side of the map in one capacity, because it's so big, and then, like, you need another player who's kind of watching, like, all these areas, and then you need somebody else who's keeping an eye on the other side of the map. So I think Mitch can either work with Jack here to kind of keep them into their base from rocket side, plus shooting guys under the base, and you can work a bit more with your teammate Enigma. So here, this is kind of inefficient because they're all trapped in red. You've already got players who can watch that. Like this player here on rocket side should kind of push up over top rockets, looking here and pushing into the enemy flag, because I think he took forever to make that play anyway.
Yeah.
We're coming to the end of the video soon. Alright, so yeah, here, he's got all the information they're trapped in red. He's not really putting any good shots, so he should just be pushing forward while he's doing this.
Yeah.
And then, yeah, if he can get like up here, and he can get angles on them from here, and then you got another player who's kind of watching the front of the base from, here, top cat, and then you got even two players who might, work together. You might have one player here pushing down, you might have another player on the sniper ramp working with him. Yeah, there's lots of different ways you can play it. And in fact, if they're all stuck in their base, often the best play is to wait for the flank, because maybe Enigma's here and you're up here somewhere with him, and then you got another teammate. This guy here is the guy who can change the whole base, like the whole position. So if you got a guy top cat, sniper ramp, BR, wherever the heck in the good positions, they can't push in against four guys, and that's where it takes like this guy to actually come in and punish them for not watching rocket side and actually get all the shots that you need in from this side of the map. Makes the game easy for you. Alright, so again, you guys are down numbers. I probably think you could have gone top rockets here, but I mean, it's a pretty good sneaky play. But they're probably pushing straight into your flag and they end up getting a pig. This is fairly dangerous. Alright, I like this. The flag guy went elbow. You just need to get a pick here. You do. Wow. Nice kill here. I was going to say you split off from your team a little bit. But no, this is...
I kind of wanted to, like, in my head, I was like, I wanted to keep them in snipe. I didn't want them to get out back to their half of the map and reconnect.
Sure. I just think, like, you had their flag here, didn't you? Your team had the flag?
They had ours as well, I believe.
Yeah, but this is one dead, right? So the moment you have a flag standoff, like, this first pick is massive. This is like, we can win this game right now. Okay, so you guys get the first pick, and then you get a double kill, and it's like, guys, let's just flood the objective. Like, we need guys on the return, we need guys capping this flag. Something that's really important is for someone to stick with the flag carrier. 3 dead. Like, it's 3 dead right now. And this is the last flag cap of the game. And the flag is right there. It's 3 dead. There's nobody on the enemy team in a position to stop you. Like, if you just go here, well, then all of these guys can just quickly kill this guy, and the game's over. There's no reason to wait here at all.
Yep. Just play the objective. You have the advantage, just take it.
Yeah, like, it almost looks like you're waiting for more kills, if that makes sense. Now you come in. Yeah. Alright, well, you finally do it, but it could have been done quicker, because this guy could have just got a clutch grab or something.
Yeah, I gave them a lot of time to actually possibly counter that.
Yeah. Anyway, that's that game. Thanks so much for going over that game. I hope you got something out of it. I hope you didn't feel like I was just talking at you the whole time.
No, that was good. That was good. Thoroughly enjoyed it.
We kind of, Pandora and I quickly went over that game beforehand to get our head around it, and we had some really good discussions in it. But hopefully you guys watching learned something from this. Hopefully it's helpful. If you've got any suggestions for how we could do this better, me and Pandora maybe are making a few more of these videos together. And also, if anybody else has like a film that they want to send in to get reviewed, and you guys want to participate, jump on the stream, tell us a bit about yourself, get your name out there. That'd be so cool as well. So, yeah. You got anything to say, Pandora?
No, just thank you for taking the time to come and watch my film and my gameplay and give me some really good feedback.
Awesome. So guys, make sure you hit that like and subscribe button down the bottom. Leave a comment in the chat, tell us what you want us to improve on. And yeah, see you guys in the future. Thanks, guys.